and let's really talk about how you can make your relationship last. Super important, super wonderful, and every year you get stronger and stronger. Number one, make a list of what you love about your partner. Really make a list because, when we focus on the positive, not the negative, there's so much more to love and enjoy. As we go on with relationships, a lot of times these little idiosyncrasies annoy us. But when you think about it, those little things, the things that just is what makes your relationship special. I don't know if you guys watch Good Will Hunting with Robin Williams and who else was in it? What's his name? Was it Leonardo DiCaprio? I don't remember. Anyway, great movie. If you haven't watched Good Will Hunting, you should because it's amazing. But anyway, Robin Williams plays, may he rest in peace. We miss him. Sad story. But anyway, Robin Williams plays a therapist, and he's talking about his relationship with his wife who had passed on in the movie. And he says, the little things of a relationship are what makes the relationships. And he talks about his wife. I think he was talking about farting under the covers when she sleeps or something like that. And he's like, that's what makes it. It's those little things that you know about a person that nobody else knows about a person. And it's the little idiosyncrasies and the little secrets that we keep to ourselves that only our partners know, and that you treasure those little things. That is what makes the connection super strong between two people that love each other. So make a list of what you love about your spouse. And you can put little signs around, little Post-it notes about things that you love about them, just to make them smile before they go off for their day. Number two, and this goes to the little things, talk about those little things that you really love about each other that only you guys know, and laugh about it and joke about it and share it and say, you know what I love how you do this. Because that's what makes that relationship special. Okay, number three. I want to talk a minute about respect. And respect for the person that you love goes a long way. So when you respect somebody, you want to speak highly of them to others. So you don't want to trash talk your partner, your honey, whether it's a spouse, it's not a spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is. You don't want to trash talk them to someone else because you were inadvertently trash talking yourself. You love this person. You fell in love with this person. Certainly don't trash them in front of your children. Even your exes, don't trash talk them in front of your children. They're their parent. Respect the person. Even if you no longer have a strong relationship, you loved that person once. And maybe you made children with that person once. So really respect the person that you are partnered with. That means you don't call names to each other. You don't scream and yell and use cuss words and just say horrible things to each other and about each other. I can tell you guys, I have been married for a combined time. What did I say? 15, 24. I have to write that. 39 years I have been married for. Longer than I was single for. And I can tell you in 39 years, I have never cussed at my husband, nor have I ever called a name, nor have they ever cussed at me or called me a name. Not in joking, I mean in seriousness. It has never happened because we always have respect for each other. Even if we're angry, I still would never do it because I respect them. So really, really reinforce that respect that you have for your partner. Use manners, use kindness, smile when you talk. Be grateful that you have this wonderful person to share your life with, and tell them how grateful you are with them, how grateful you are that you're with them. Okay? All right. Speak love, speak life. I love you. I love you when you are doing blah, blah, blah. I'm grateful for you. You brighten my day. I'm happy to see you in the morning. It starts my day off great. Okay, number 4, do your favorite things together. People that are partnered with each other, sometimes they are, they have a lot in common. Sometimes there are things they don't have in common, and that's fine. But what you love to do together, make sure you do that with each other, okay? Really share what you love to do with each other. Okay, number 5, be authentic. Talk and address incidents as they occur. Don't let things dwell inside you. Don't just say, I'm not going to bring it up now, and then it just churns and churns and churns, and it becomes something so much greater than it ever was, and it incorporates all kinds of things. Don't let that happen. Address it right then and there. Talk about it right then and there, and really, get to the bottom of it and figure out what each of you are thinking, because no one's a mind reader. No one is a mind reader. So you cannot read your partner's mind. Your partner cannot read your mind. So assuming what they're thinking is crazy, because you don't know what they're thinking. You don't know the truth of what they're thinking until you ask them. So ask them, get to the truth, and you may find it's not that big a deal. You may find that you were blowing it out of proportion much more. What you thought was the truth was what was blowing it out of proportion, and what was really the truth was fine, was something you could perfectly handle. Okay. Support each other's goals. This is super important, guys. So part of this is we're going to celebrate our differences and allow for independence. We all have our own stuff going on. Allow for that independence and support each other's goals when it's going on. Support them. Support what they want to do in their lives, what they want to be in their lives, what they're working towards. Be supportive. Don't just be like, oh, you've tried doing something like that before and it's never going to work. Whatever. Maybe you want to try something that you've tried before, and maybe this time it will work, because it's a different time and you have a different motivation and you have a different perseverance going on, and you have decided, I'm going to make this work. So if that's the same for your partner, support them in it. That's what a partnership is. It's two people supporting each other for a goal, a common goal. So support each other. And this is really important, guys. Don't try to change them. Don't try to change the person you fell in love with. You fell in love with this person the way they were. And when you fall in love, don't think, oh, you know what? When we get married, or when we get together, or when we have kids, or whatever, this will change. Let me clue you in, it probably won't. Unless you guys go and do some serious therapy and really work on your relationship and your little quirks and what drives you a little crazy, unless you really work on that, if you're just expecting it to change because now you live together or you're married or you have kids or whatever, it ain't gonna change. So if this is the person for you and you love them the way you are, if you love that person the way they are, then you should continue to love them for who they are. Don't try to think they are just going to change. Don't do it, because you'll be disappointed. They're not changing. They're who they are when you met them. They're who they are when you dated them. They're who they are when you fell in love with them. They're who they are. So don't think that because maybe your living arrangement ends changed, or you decide to make a long-term commitment and get married, or you decide to have kids, all of a sudden this little glitch about the person you love is suddenly going to turn around and change. If you want to, say, have kids or get married or live together, but this one thing you don't think you can live with it, you need to talk about it before you make the commitment, before you decide to move forward with it. You have to make that commitment with that person and say, you know what? I would love to share my life with you, but there's a certain something going on that I really need to address with you, and I want us to live a happy, long, honest, open life with each other. So I hope you're willing to talk about it. And if you need help, then, go to couples counseling. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with reaching out to get a third party that is not emotionally connected to you. You'll be amazed at how much can be accomplished. So if you need some things tweaked in your relationship before you make a commitment, go get some help if you need to. If you don't feel comfortable addressing it on your own, it would benefit you so much and benefit your partner to really get things out in the open and see what you can do to remedy it so you can live a long and loving and happy life. Okay, and now we're on to 10. Trust each other. So often people are like, oh, he's in a relationship with somebody. She's in a relationship with somebody. I just know it. I feel it. I just know something's going on. When maybe nothing is going on. And if you simply say, you know what, I'm feeling a little uneasy. I trust you totally, but I want to know if you're feeling the same way. Maybe we need to go out together. Maybe we need to take a weekend together. Maybe we need to just go get a room in the hotel down the street and stay overnight and just have a little mini staycation together. Trust what your partner is saying to you. Same goes with your kids. Trust them first. Don't assume they're lying. Assumptions are like the devil's work. Don't let the devil get the best of you. Ask questions. Trust the people you love. Trust them first before you assume that you're taking the word of some other random human that maybe you don't even care that much for. Maybe somebody said, you know what? I saw your husband with this girl. They were eating lunch. And maybe if you say, you know what, somebody said they saw you eating lunch together, and just come out with it instead of assuming maybe it was a work lunch. Maybe it's a client. Maybe, it's an old friend that he met that he hasn't seen for 25 years. Maybe it is completely innocent. And maybe if you just ask the person who you love about it, you will get the honest answer instead of taking the word of somebody else that you don't know, you don't care about, and that you're just taking their word because you want to all of a sudden second guess yourself. Don't second guess your heart. Go with your heart. If you know that person that you are with loves you and you trust them, keep trusting them. At least trust them enough to ask them and not assume. Okay, time out for tea. All right. Number 11, forgiveness. If mistakes happen, and they will, why? We are all human. Human beings make mistakes. And in my world, we're allowed to have do-overs. For children, for adults, mistakes happen. So if a mistake happens, forgive the person. Forgiveness, honestly, is much more for you than it is for them. So if something happened, talk about it, discuss it. You know, maybe they forgot your birthday, or maybe they forgot the anniversary, or maybe they were supposed to go stop at the store and you asked them to stop and pick up something, and maybe they forgot, and you're like thinking, oh my gosh, again, they forgot and I have to go out. Well, maybe they had a bad day, and maybe they've got a million things running around in their head and they just simply forgot, because they're human and we make mistakes, and we got a lot of stuff going on. Stress can make you crazy. And wouldn't it be nice if you did make a mistake that you did not mean to make, that your partner said, you know what, honey, it's okay. Don't worry. We'll get milk tomorrow. Don't worry. Tomorrow we can celebrate our anniversary. My husband and I, we never remember our wedding anniversary. Partly because, in my opinion, it's a dumb day. It's like December 9th. And it's just this random day. I don't know. For some reason, December 9th, thank God for social media. Because I'll tell you, until my daughter posts, happy anniversary, mom and dad, half the time, it's her stepdad, but, you know, she says mom and rock. Half the time, we don't remember. And then I'll go in and I'll say, honey, happy anniversary. It's like, oh my gosh, you remembered? And I'm like, well, not really. Lauren posted a post on Facebook. So, you know, make a joke of it. Now, we've been married 24 years. I can tell you in 24 years, maybe we've remembered our anniversary on the day of our anniversary 3 times. It's like a running joke now. It's you know, it's like one of those running things. I remember one day I was talking to someone and they were asking me how long I was married. And I said, let me think. What day is it? And they said December 12th. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I missed it again. It's like a comedy routine. Now, you know, we don't expect to remember it. Thank goodness for social media, because now, you know, somebody reminds me of it. But anyway, the point is, we forget stuff. We're busy. We got crap going on all over the place. We got kids. We got jobs. We got stuff we need. We got demands. We forget things. We make mistakes. We're human. Remember that your partner is also human, and forgive them. Forgive them. It's a simple mistake. Move on. If it is a big mistake and you really want to get through it. Don't let other people, outside human beings, don't let them get into your business. It's between you and your honey. If you need help from like a therapist, get help. If it's worth it to you to make that commitment to that partner last forever, and you really want to get through a big mistake, get through it. Because if you don't, you will be disappointed in yourself that you did not give it the urgency and the care that it required. And remember, it takes 2 to tango. So let's do the big no-no, and that's an affair. So if your partner has an affair, usually an affair is a symptom. It is not the problem. The problem is something else. The root of the problem is something else. The affair is a symptom. So if you really care and you want to continue this, a lot of time an affair you can get through an affair. by finding out what the root of the problem was to begin with. And sometimes you may even know it in your heart. You may even know it. Maybe you've been mad at them for a long time. Maybe you've been treating them not so nice. But yet, every day, even though this affair happened, they come home to you. Why is that? Because they love you and you love them, and it's worth it to make an effort to figure out what happened, not blame this other person, but really get to the core of your relationship and learn to forgive and see what you can do to fix it so that your relationship is even stronger. All right. And my last number 12 is have fun and laugh. Laughter is the best medicine. You hear me say it all the time, but it's really true. Laughter cleanses the soul. It exercises your muscle. It relieves your muscles, not muscles. It like exercises your face muscles, your stomach muscles. It relieves stress and it makes life fun. Have fun with your partner. Have a good time. Plan date nights. Plan times out. Plan silly things. Play board games. Get down the games you loved as a kid. Play them. There are lots of grown-up games out there. Play them. Get a whole bunch of friends together and have a game night. Have a movie night. Do fun stuff. What you like to do, probably your partner likes to do. So anyway, guys, those are my 12 tips for you. Take them to heart, apply them, put them into action, see which one works for you, see that if they all don't work for you, but mostly respect your partner, love your partner, care about them more than you care about someone else's opinion who you really don't care about. Understand and care about the person that you're in love with. Don't trash them. Don't trash them to other people. Really build a bond of respect, and your relationship will last a lifetime.